So this isn't our normal upbeat kind of video. It's not 10 fun ways to anything. But the topic's important because even if you're not poor and never will be, millions of others are. It's not just somebody somewhere either. It's people you meet every day, depend on. And understanding the economy isn't just knowing ways to succeed. You have to know how not having money changes your life. Poverty is a wicked, wicked beast. It's more than just struggling to buy necessities. Being in poverty itself means that doing the things that will make you less poor is harder. So why should you care about poverty? By Census Bureau estimates, over 11% of the US population lives in poverty by the official standards. But that already alarming statistic is hiding an ugly secret. See, the federal poverty line is just under $13,600 a person, or $27,750 for a family of 4. Now, the federal minimum wage is $7.25 an hour, work 40 hours per week, 52 weeks per year, and your before taxes and health insurance income comes out to $15,080. Hooray, that's above the poverty line, so you're good, right? Well, no, not hooray. Over 1 million Americans earn at or below the minimum wage, but that's not the real problem. The real problem is that being above the poverty line doesn't mean you make enough to live. Take South Dakota, the cheapest state to live in. According to MIT's living wage calculator, you need to bring home at least $26,225 per year pre-tax to cover basic necessities in South Dakota. That's just about twice the federal poverty line and just under twice what you earn working for minimum wage full-time. So we're clear, somehow we say that you're above the poverty line and need no help if you're earning half what it takes to survive in the cheapest state in the nation. If you're wondering, the same calculator says the most expensive state requires a minimum income of $40,000. If all this seems crazy to you, well, that's because it is. But this isn't a call for political action, which is why we aren't talking about raising the minimum wage, changing poverty calculations, or cutting taxes. We just believe that if you want to understand our world, one of the things you have to know is the ways that poverty is more expensive than wealth, including a few ways you may never have considered. Number 1, cheap items break faster. One of the more famous examples comes from Terry Pratchett's Man-at-Arms. Pratchett writes that a $50 pair of work boots could last years before you need a replacement. But if you can only afford the $10 work boots, they'll only last a couple seasons before you need a new pair, or suffer the indignity of holy soles and aching feet. Over that decade, buying the $50 boots means more money in your pocket to spend or save. But if you're poor, you'll have to buy 5, 10, or even 20 pairs of boots for a fraction of the comfort and support. It's not just that being poor means not having the tools to do your job, live your life, and protect your health. It's that you don't get those tools and you spend more money not to have them. Number 2, you have less for emergencies. The Hamilton Project says that low-income Americans spend over 80% of their income on housing, food, transportation, and healthcare. That only leaves 20% to save for emergencies, a house, retirement, and everything else. And when the current recommendation of saving 20% of your paycheck eats up all your disposable income, well, you have some tough choices to make, don't you? Because you have less money to devote to everything, you also have a lot less when things go wrong. Maybe your baby runs out of formula, maybe your car breaks down, maybe you end up in the hospital. Each scenario can greatly impact your ability to pay bills. If you already can't cut costs any further and you have no savings to catch you, loans may be your only option, even if you can't afford those either. Number 3, housing costs more, a lot more. 1 in 4 renters pay over half their income on housing, far above the 30% maximum widely considered affordable. In fact, prices are so high that in no state can a minimum wage worker afford a 2-bedroom apartment at fair market prices, let alone a mortgage. To get a mortgage as a poor person, you often have to pay higher interest rates due to low income, a low credit score, or both. Even if you do qualify for better rates, your price range is likely limited to fixer-uppers or poor neighborhoods, both of which carry higher maintenance costs. Plus, you're probably on the hook for a higher homeowner's insurance deductible, further increasing the cost of housing. Number 4, poverty destroys your health. Studies find that poverty is devastating to human health from multiple directions. For instance, low-income individuals are more likely to live in manufacturing districts or other highly polluted areas laden with dust, mold, and cancer-causing chemicals. Many lower-income individuals also work in dangerous or stressful jobs, perhaps with the danger of workplace contaminants thrown in for good measure. And the less money you have to spend on quality foods, the more likely you are to eat nutrient-poor meals that contribute to health problems like obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. Collectively, these factors contribute to higher rates of health problems in lower income populations. Unfortunately, since so many impoverished individuals can't afford to address these issues, the problems linger on, often flaring into bigger, more dangerous issues that grow costlier down the road. Number 5, health insurance is also a mess. But wait, you say, what about health insurance and Medicaid? Not so much. See, the poverty line for state and federal assistance falls so low that many poor Americans earn just enough to be disqualified from government plans like Medicaid. At the same time, they may work jobs that provide insurance that's too expensive or doesn't cover enough, if they offer health insurance at all. That strikes private plans from the table. For poor individuals who are insured, this coverage likely comes with higher deductibles, absurd copays, and out-of-pocket costs. If you're already teetering on the edge of extreme poverty, even just a few dollars at the doctor or $50 a month for employer-sponsored health insurance can be out of reach. And that all leaves aside the lost wages and transportation costs to actually get to the doctor. No matter how silver your spoon is, odds are you've heard most of these before. If you want to hear some really insidious, shocking ways that being poor can make you poorer, click the link for the next video. And if you're a lifelong learner and want to unlock your true potential, then hit subscribe, smash the like button, and leave your thoughts below. Together, let's make the world a wealthier place.